All right, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. Yeah, we've got Chad McCall, an amazing real estate investor, trainer, teacher, and he's going to be teaching us some things because the market has changed, and we're excited to have Chad and hear what he has to say. Before we do, a couple real quick announcements. We're not going to take a lot of time. But all of these webinars that we do, and we've had some amazing webinars in the past, and it's had some amazing instructors. All of those are rotated through our YouTube channel, so they may not all be there right now, but we rotate those, and they're available. So you would find us at YouTube Protect Wealth Academy, and then we've got some amazing webinars planned. How to make money in the stock market with Stacy Acevedo, capital gains avoidance. I'll be teaching a business evaluation, a really critical topic that I think some of us we think of. I need a business valued when I'm ready to sell. Well, what if I'm not ready to sell? What if I'm in the middle of a divorce, or if I'm trying to raise capital, or how do I really determine that? So we've got an expert on that coming in soon. And how do you create a crypto or a trading business? So we've got an attorney coming in for that here in a few weeks. So watch your emails, and we'll notify you of those webinars. And then if you miss one, they're available on our YouTube channel. And then we continue to add new tax tips and on our Facebook page. And we've added some fun things. I think we added about 6 last week. And so pay attention to that. If you're not subscribed to that, or if you haven't liked us or connected with us on Facebook, we encourage you to do that. Again, that would be Facebook and then Protect Wealth Academy. And then we've got 2 summits coming up, one in a week and a half. Well, almost 2 weeks, but it's September 11th, 12th, and 13th. It's the Monday after Labor Day. And so that's our next one. We've got a really cool lineup of speakers. We're changing things up a little bit. If you've attended in the past, you've got a little different lineup than we've ever had. The new schedule or the agenda will be out next week. So look for that. And then another event coming up November. That will be your last chance of the year to get your entity set up and scheduled. Sometimes November is really kind of the perfect time, November, December, to set you up so that you're ready to go January 1st. However, if you're trying to capture deductions for this year, the September event would be the primary event that you want to attend so that we can get it in and capture the deductions that you're looking for. Okay. Before we do anything, there's always a disclaimer. We can teach tax legal principles. Chad can teach real estate principles. How they apply to you and your situation, I have no idea. And so Chad's the expert on real estate, but to always run tax and legal past an expert. We're not promoting any one property. We're not guaranteeing any results. Past performance is not indicative. You know the whole deal. As all we can do is teach general principles and then have you go to your accountants, attorneys, advisors, and see how it applies to you. And with all that, Chad, it's good to have you back on our stage. We love your
It's good to be
message,
here.
and the market is ever changing. And I hate these gurus that, well, back in 25 years ago when I was making money, and here's how to do it, and it just doesn't apply. It's ever evolving. So glad you're here, buddy.
Oh, it's so good to be here. And what was the great thing about being here is I'm so excited about it because what I do and what you do, Don, works. I mean, it's like it plugs in so well. So your crowd is, having everything set up properly. It fits in exactly what I'm going to be talking about tonight. So that's why I love speaking here, because the people get it, and that's what I like.
So if you have questions for Chad, he'll take those. Do you want to take those throughout the event or really kind of towards the end?
Heck, why not just bring them during the event? If I see it or if we get it,
Okay.
I'll go at it, right at it. I mean, this isn't canned. Like you said, Don, I'm not a guru. You consider it expert advice, but I've just been doing this, everyone. This is all I've ever done. I didn't work for anybody. I didn't, do 20 other things and then decide to do this. This is all I've done. Is real estate, and the market has been what it's led to. Like right now, is I've been doing this for 25 years, 6,000 houses. So it's led to this, and it's been part of my business forever. So I want to share it and invite you into my business. And so just while I'm going, I'll get moving. So if you got a question, ask it at the time, so I don't just leave you there worried about something. Let's get it taken care of if we can, and if we don't, I'll make sure I get it answered at the end. How about that?
Sounds great. Okay, you take control of the screen, and will you tell us a little bit of your background and how you got started in this, and and certainly what you do, but I'm going to leave that to you to do that.
Oh, yes. All right. So, all right. How about now? Can you see everything okay here?
Sounds great. Yep, looks good.
All right. So, the name of this, guys, it's the hardest thing was coming up with a name and a slogan for everybody to get. It's no tenants, toilets, or taxes. It's investing wisely. Now you're going to say, like, no, do I not like to do landlording? Do I not like to do new construction? It's not about all the other strategies that are out there, but it's about investing wisely. That's the biggest thing about it. Is you need to be smart in today's market because it has changed. So I thought that was the most appropriate thing. But I am going to show you that I don't have to worry about tenants. I don't have to worry about toilets, and I don't have to worry about taxes. And you start to add those costs of those things up, and man, you're beating the return of the market anywhere you get. But I need to see where everybody here. I know you guys are all sharp. You're ready for this. I need to see where you're at mentally. I learned this from a good friend of mine. I want everybody to pay close attention to this little screen here. I need to test you before I can keep going here. Okay, you're the Protect Wealth Group. I know you're all smart. You've got everything planned. Asset, tax, money. You guys have been trained out of your mind. So I need to see where you're at just to help me as I go here the next 45 minutes with us. Everybody take a look at this little list here of numbers that I learned. I need you to start. I'm going to time you. I need you to spend 10 seconds. I need you to start at 1, and I want you to go as high as you can in 10 seconds. Are you ready? All right. So I'm going to start it now. Go. Start at 1. Find as many numbers as you can. Ready? You're on the clock. Come on. Let's do it. You got to play here. Everybody's going to type in the number. How far did you make it? Start at 1. Go in order. How far did you make it? Type it in the side here right when we're done. We're almost done. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Type in what you made there on the side. I need to know what you did. How far did you make it? Let me know. Anybody got anything that they did there? How far did you go in the test? What's our highest numbers? Anybody want to tell me? What's our highest number? I can't see the numbers there. What was our highest number for the first 10-second run? Anybody want to guess? Can you tell me, Kendall? All right. What was our highest number? How many? 15?
It looks like we got a 7, a 12. We got it. They're still coming in here.
Okay.
I made it to
all right.
10.
All right. What's the highest number so far?
12.
All right. 12. Now, here's what I want to test where your brain's at, everybody. All right. Remember, 12 was the highest number. Okay. Erase the numbers from your mind. And I'm going to do something really simple here. All right. I'm going to add a system. All right. Add this box here. Okay. I'm going to add this, and I want you to count again. All right. I want you to start and look, there's a system here. A pattern's created something. I want you to start again, and I'm going to time you. You ready? You got the 10 seconds again. I want you to start and go now. Start again and watch what paying close attention. Start in the bottom left-hand corner. Ready? Bottom left-hand corner. Go. Bottom left-hand corner. Go. 15 seconds. See how far you make it. Okay, keep going. How far can you go? You started in the bottom left-hand corner, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. How far did we go? Tell me the new numbers. You started in the bottom left. How high did we get? Anybody make it higher than last time? Any high numbers, Kendall?
Let's see. 21, 31, 29, 28. Come on, guys. I beat that. I beat that.
Woo. Okay.
40. 40 is the highest we got so far.
Wow. Hey, here's what I want to make sure everybody knows is I didn't do anything to the numbers. All right. I want everybody to know that you all made it further than when you started, when you first did this. All right. Pay close attention. All I did was do one simple thing I created an easy system for you to follow right there from what was already given to you. All right. I created a system, and look at what the chances are of how much further you made it. I mean, can you believe that? Just something that simple. Somebody had 2, 4, 10. The most was 12, Kendall. We had 40s. Look at that, just by doing something different. So now I've got your brains thinking. That's what I want you to do. I'm going to add a simple system into the real estate business and the game here and show you how you can still win because of all, and not worry about all the other things out there. You're going to be able to beat the system that's going no matter what the market throws at you. Okay. All right, here we go. Now we're prepared. Hope you got your pen stuff out. Hope you guys like that little exercise. So I want to get your minds right. That's what I want you prepared for. 80% of the homes on the market are unaffordable since 2016, everyone. This is not me saying this. This is the statistics. Study says the declining number of active listings nationwide puts home ownership out of reach for Americans with a median income. Okay, these are facts. If 80% of the homes on the market are unaffordable, what does that mean for us? What does that mean for the people that want to go get another house? You start to see where there's a stagnation of homes, where you start to see that'll equal where supply drops. You got to start thinking about what the market's doing. This has already happened. There's nothing you can do to fix this, nothing you can do to create it, but it's what's on the market. What can people do? All right. So just by thinking that's what the market's already done. This is a very interesting slide. So I hope I don't have people drop off here. We got a lot of people on here now, well over a couple hundred, right? But don't get weird on me when I say this. I need some of you, you're going to be red pill or blue pill. All right. You've heard this before, and it's not what you think. All right. I don't get political. All right. Are you red pill or blue pill? You got to decide in this business which one you're going to be in, because there's benefits of both. All right. Now, as you start to think about this, here's what I mean when you're red pilled or blue pilled. This is the United States. All right. You're either red or you're blue. All right. When it comes to blue, you think cash flow and programs for people. Red is equity, appreciation, and flipping, right? No one's ever going to tell you that. But if you start to look at the markets, that's what it is, all based off of red and blue states. Being red or blue can help you navigate through the market. And what I'm saying this is, you have people that are investors and they do Texas, and then the other deal they're doing is Pennsylvania. All right. Red business strategy, you got a blue business strategy. It's very inconsistent. All right. You don't want to mix things. You cannot have a Nissan dealership and it's also selling Lexus. All right. Why? Why don't they do that? Confusion. It doesn't match up. Okay. That's why I want you to start thinking of it. You have to buy into the strategy, into the area, into the market, and you've got to have similarities in this market to be more successful. All right. So I'm telling you these things because, you know what? I'm going to show you how the market's going to impact you. And I need to let you know where I come from and why I can be able to tell you what's going on out there in today's market, why you need to listen. I started out at 14 years old. And yes, that's me at 14 years old. I did my first property. Some of you may know that. That's the house up there in the top left corner. All right. I was, my next property I put myself through college as another teenager at 17 years old is the one in the bottom left-hand corner. So the top left is the first one. My second property was the bottom left-hand corner. Those are two things that started me in real estate investing until 1998 when I started doing this full time. All right. International speaker, I've done over 6,000 properties at this point. Best-selling author, just got my, wrote several books. I just got my first one released internationally now in Spanish, which is pretty cool. But I've been doing it 25 years. It's all I've done. As you can tell, this hair is not dyed. It is naturally gray from doing this business, okay? Slightly stressful. I've been out there on the stages, 7,000, 9,000 people, Tony Grant, the pit bulls. I've been doing that. It's not my thing. It's not my jam. I don't like to do it. You don't see me out there, marketing. I'm not Instagram, sensation or influencer. I'm just a person who rolls their sleeves up, and I get to work grassroots real estate wise because I did this before there was anything like the internet. Okay. There is no shortcuts to do certain things, but the internet wasn't even around to help me become faster and more efficient. Do I use it? Yes. But today's market isn't like anything that we haven't seen before. What I always talk about is the market things don't repeat themselves, okay? Like some people say history repeats itself. Not necessarily. I need you to change the way you think, okay? History rhymes, okay? Not the same thing. Could offer the same similarities and results, but it's not going to repeat itself. But a couple things I want you to pay attention to is there's 11,000 houses that are selling in the U.S. per day. All right. That's 8 per minute. Is that crazy? Okay. Money is in real estate is not what you think it is. There's a different way to do this, and it's be able to play the game that the banks are playing. All right. There are sellers that have motivation to sell at a discount plus. Plus means other opportunities working with potential sellers. And that's what I'm going to be covering. There's a whole other market out there that you don't know about. Okay. A third of all the homes on the MLS are new construction, everyone. You probably didn't know that. That's a third of the homes available to the market. 80% of the market is unaffordable. So what are the new construction properties going to be doing? Sitting there, okay? If the interest rates are higher, prices are higher, the build cost of these properties was higher, okay? Properties that have big mortgages on them. The thing that's saving some of the properties now is the low mortgage balances on properties. That's one of the biggest things that we're going to hit on tonight is there's equity in a lot of homes out there. So how can we benefit from it if people are staying put? Okay. They have large equity margins. They're not moving out there to be able to capitalize with the MLS and it making some movement for appreciation and things. We're in a different market than what we're used to. There's easy access to title, deed information, a lot of data that's out there now. You can get it anywhere. Okay. We're going to talk about how to get the right stuff. This can be done without any money. I know you're probably like, what the heck, So yes, you can do this without money, and I'm going to show you how to do that too. Okay, you can buy and sell houses and not put any of your money into it when you follow this. Okay, and I'm going to show you something only the banks do. All right, they only do this strategy. It wasn't really open for the average person out there, and I've been doing it for a long time. And you're actually going to be rewarded by doing this. Which rewarded? You're like, what does that even mean? You're going to hopefully enjoy it when I start to show you, because I'm going to do it live while I'm on the phone, here on this call tonight. So hopefully we get a good result. But you need to know what changed. Why do I do this? Okay, enough about me and my background, but I'll tell you, I've been doing this a long time. I was not always the nice, smiling, happy person that I am right now. I was a very cutthroat, ruthless type of person. I took no prisoners. I've done 9 figures for a reason. It was not because you make a lot of friends along the way and you're helping people and you're a good Samaritan and all that. That was not the model. That's not what I learned in doing business. You were for profit, and I put people second. I changed my business about 12 years ago, and I put people first, and that's what I call it. And it was really something that hit home for me, and I need to make sure y'all know this before I show you what I do here live, is this picture in the top left corner, the big one. You'll start to see this had an impact on me. Okay. This little kid out there, that's a family stuff. And okay. I need you to what do you see here? I'm going to answer it for you. It's not somebody moving into a house. I just want to let you know that. It's somebody getting thrown out of a house. It's a family being thrown out. That minivan there wasn't just for one child. It was for a family. This family had nowhere else to go. That's why their stuff's on the front lawn. And it was because of people like me at that time. I was just better at it than a lot of people. So I did a lot more transactions, and I caused this to happen for a lot of people. And I know I did. And I didn't care until I started caring is when everything changed for me. And I made more money than I ever did before in all those years of hurting people and changing their livelihoods when I started putting people first. So maybe this has a meaning to you guys. Maybe it doesn't yet. This is what real estate can do for you, where you can actually help people make more money, because I don't like this feeling. I don't like this scenario right here. And I'm going to show you as I go here. I don't like this. And I have a philosophy now where I make sure this never happens to anybody. And that's what my company's all about, is we put people first and we don't let people lose their homes. And I'm going to show you. All right. So here's an example of a house. Just so some people don't jump off, I want you to know, what do I do in types of real estate? Here's a property that I bought. Look at it. Nice little rehab. It started out with the process I'm going to show you tonight. And this, $134,000 profit on this house. You guys would like this. Lewisburg, Tennessee. It's a great market over there. That was the house when I first got it. Not bad. Nice roof. I don't just do junkers and stuff like that. They're dilapidated, falling down. I do any type of home. But if you can see, this was a nice house after it was rehabbed. It was a nice house beforehand, just needed what I do best, which is a rehab opportunity. How do I make $134,000 on a rehab opportunity? You got to get the right opportunity. You got the right property. I'm going to show you how I get the right properties to be able to do this if I want. And also, I can help people along the way. Keep that in mind. It's really important. I can do fix and flip, wholesale, sub twos, you name it. I can do any real estate strategy out there with what I'm going to be covering here tonight. And it's going to be really fast. And you're going to have a chance to be able to walk with me and work with me where I do this. This isn't just a program. You're not just buy something at the end of this right here tonight. Okay. Stay with me. You're not just going to buy a book. You're not going to just buy an online system. Okay. That's not what you're going to do. All right. And you're not going to buy a coach. All right. You're not going to buy some big high ticket thing right now. It's not what you're doing. You're learning this business, and I've got to show you. I'm looking for people that can help bring on this journey with me to help and impact families. And you're going to either love this and this will be the thing you do gravitate towards, or, you'll be the people that put, money first, not people, which is fine. There's two sides of this. All right. So I need you to see what I do, and I'm going to try to make it work here. Kendall and Dawn, I know you're probably muted, but you got to cross your fingers. I need some good luck here to see if I can get a hold of someone. I'm going to call them live, and I hope you guys can hear me okay when I do this, because I am going to make a real call. All right. And you guys are going to listen to this. So stay with me. All right. Here we go. Let's see what happens here when I try to help someone. Okay. Here we go. You can hear that okay? All right.
Hello.
Hey, Daquan.
Hey, how you doing?
It's Chad. How are you? Thanks for giving me a few minutes, buddy. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
So we got a problem coming up here real soon. Let me see how I can step in and fix it for you.
Hopefully.
Well, that's just give me the details. Just be transparent with me. Don't hide anything. This is that time where I need you to be open and honest. What do we have here? Tell me when the sale date is.
The sale date's September 5th.
Okay, so September 5th. All right. You're not okay. So I'm in the beginning of the fourth quarter. You're not putting me at the 2-minute warning. Okay, that's at least better than some people.
So I guess they said I need to have it in before by Friday, I guess, following the 5th.
Okay, so you got to have the reinstatement amount to them, right, to stop the foreclosure by Friday.
Yes, which was like 5,000. But on the house. So what the story is on the house is it was my aunt's house, my mom's sister, and she had passed away like a couple of years ago, and my mom was supposed to move into it, but then she never moved into it, so it was sitting. And then I asked about like taking it over, and then they finally said they would let me do whatever I wanted to do with it. So I was going to fix it and try to make money off of it, because that's what I do. I have a construction company, so I was going to try to fix it and do that. But by the time they got to let me finally get the house,
Okay.
all of this.
Uh-oh, lost him. It's calling back.
It's a little bit faint there too, Chad.
Okay. All right, let's see. I'll try to pull it a little bit closer to you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hey, Daquan, sorry I lost you.
Yeah, that's that Florida weather.
Yeah. So you've got so it's your mom's and your aunt's house, but then they're going to let you take it over, right?
Yes.
Okay. So did you get the property transferred over into your name yet, or is it still kind of in limbo?
It's still counted in limbo. I had the paperwork to submit in, but I didn't submit it in if I wasn't going to be able to get the house.
Okay. Well, I can help you get it transferred over. Okay. No problem with that. We can do that. I can draw it up if you don't have it, but we've got to be able to stop that sale. That's one of the most important things, because if we don't stop that, then you can't do what you're good at, which is fix it up and sell it. Now, do you live in the house or you live somewhere else?
No, I live somewhere else.
Okay. Who's living in the house now?
Nobody. I was thinking about living in it, but I'm like, wait, I could fix it, sell it, make money, fix it,
Yeah.
finance, make more money, rent it. There's like so many outlets.
There's a lot of ways to do it. And plus, you don't have the money to bring it current though, right? And that's what we need. That's the biggest thing. That's first and foremost, right? Just to bring it current so they don't stop it. Okay.
Correct.
And then the total payoff. Have you gotten anything that says any statements in the mail that says what the total payoff of the house is? Because what I'm looking at, it's probably in the 50s to pay the whole thing off. Is that right?
No, it was like the total tax payout was like 24,000.
Okay. All right. So it's 24,000 is the total. All right. And you owe about 5 something now to bring it current. Is that roughly right?
Yeah, they want 5,000 down just to stop it from going into the things, and then I would be making payments on it.
Yeah. What's the monthly mortgage payment?
They want me to pay $800 a month on it.
Okay. All right. Well, and I mean, you can't rent a place for half that. I mean, there's no way. I mean, for double that, you know, if that's what rent's going to be up there. So it's a good place to keep. There's no matter what. So if you had a choice, would you want me to fix it for you and then you go sell it and pay me back? Do you want to sell it now, or do you want to just me bring it current and then you just make some payments to me monthly and you just go at it and fix it up? I can give you some extra money so you can fix it up, but you got to make a payment to me. You got to pay me back.
I would, if you want to fix it up and pay me to like do it, I'm fine with that too.
Well, it's up to you. I mean, if you want to, you know, I don't know. If you want to get rid of the house, I mean, I can take it. I wasn't planning on getting a house today, but I'm here to help you decide what you want to do. I make money both ways. If you want to keep it, I can still make some money. If you want to sell it, I can do that too. But I mean, what do you want?
I'll sell it.
Okay. What do you want for it?
So I'll take 40 for it. That's just with the 40 and then 24 for the back taxes.
Okay.
I would just take.
So you want to walk with about 15 cash if you can, roughly, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. And then could you do the work on it for me if I were to do it? Well, how much would it cost me? Would I have to put into it to get it rent ready?
Realistically, if you were trying to do like a minimum, like just getting there, gutted out, beneath drywall, I was looking at like 35,000. That was with material and labor.
Okay, so it's going to cost me about 35, but it'd be worth about what, 150 when I got it all done, somewhere in that range, 160.
Maybe more. There's a house down the street that sold for 250,000.
Yeah, I saw that one, but I didn't want to be. Hey, I saw the one down the street for over 200. I didn't want to say that because I was like, I don't know. I was like, you know the area better than me, but I was like, I don't want to just say it's worth. You know, it could be worth 250. I would just say, I mean, safely, you know, 175, 150, somewhere that around
I really did my homework on it, being though that it was back taxes 24,000. I'm like, well, either way, it's still a win. It would still be a win.
Yeah. Well,
So,
how about this? I'll make sure that it ain't going to get sold. I'll take care of it. I'll come up with 2 different things. The only thing I need you to do is just text me on this number. Just text me the email address you want me to send it to, and then we'll make a quick plan. But one thing I might have to do is get the paperwork. I got a notary over there tomorrow, and we got to get that. Make sure if your mom and your aunt are on there, we can have them deeded over to you. And then I can go through the process of having you deeded over to me and get you your money first. And then I can deal with getting it paid off. You know what I mean?
okay, yeah, I had the paperwork already with my name on it. They signed it. I just never submitted it to
Okay. Yeah. Can you, and if you can send it to me, if you got a picture, like with your phone, take a picture of it and just shoot that over to me. But I should be able to get that. I can get this thing taken care of for you this week. That's no problem.
All right. Well,
but I'm gonna have to need somebody to do some work for me. You know, you're gonna have to take some pictures and send them over to me because you know I need somebody to get this place up to rent ready.
I'll send you videos over. I already got some saved on my phone.
Okay, good. Well, send them over to me. It's the ball's in your court now. Let's get this thing done. We don't have a lot of time. We want to get them cleared up before we run into any problems with them. But I'll go ahead and start my process here on this end. We'll get some paperwork ready. Get me a copy of that so we can get that signed with your aunt and your mom, and then we should be good to go and get you some money this week.
Alrighty, let's get it. Thank you.
Okay, and then work on a scope of work for me too. So if you can do it for that, start breaking it down and get me the plan for that work, and I can get you started on that here soon if you need some work. How soon could you get to it if we start working on it?
I can get to it tomorrow if you wanted to.
So you ain't like everybody else, that don't want to work. You think you can get to it right away then?
Yeah, I can get to it right away. I'd say like probably 3.5, 4 months in there. If that, maybe faster, but you never know what you run into when you start knocking foot down.
Okay, that's okay. I just need somebody to be able to do the work on me, stay in communication with me, and all right. Let's start working on it today. I'll be ready for that text message. Just shoot me your email and everything, and we'll get working on the process and send that paperwork that you got so I can look at it and make sure it's going to be done right to get it closed. And that scope of work will be great, man.
All righty. Thank you so much.
Awesome, Daquan. It's a pleasure. And if you need anything, just give me a call. Anybody else calls you, if it ain't Chad, then it's probably, it ain't me. So if anybody else calls you, just let me know. Text me or whatever, but it'll just be handling this.
I'm gonna save in there. So if it ain't your name that pop up, I don't need to.
All right, Daquan. I appreciate it. All right, talk to you. I'll be waiting for that text, but no matter what, we'll talk in the morning.
All righty. Thank you.
Okay. All right, buddy. Talk to you. Bye-bye. All right. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I was actually trying to help a family. Kendall, did that make sense? I can repeat it if anybody needs help.
It sounded good on this end. That's great.
Man, sorry. Everyone, I tried to help a family keep a property. And like I said earlier, do I do the other types of deals? Yes. Is this an opportunity that turns my real estate investing business into a fix and flip? Now, I did not say the numbers on this deal, but if I was just asking anybody on here, if you'd give me some feedback, did anybody hear what he said the house down the street sold for? I already know the house down the street because I did the marketing to get this phone call anyway. So I know the area, I know the equity that's in the home, but I don't say the numbers. I had him tell me. So does anybody want to type in there what he said the house down the street sold for? I'm being realistic. I went a lot lower price than that. Does anybody type? What did they type in? Did anybody listen closely, Kendall?
250K.
Yeah.
200. Yeah.
And my number was a lot more conservative. Why? Because I know people out there would say, "Oh, this is a $350,000 house." Not me, guys. This is real. This is what people are telling us. People know the areas better than we know the areas sometimes. I've already done my research, done my due diligence. This is what I teach people. So when I'm helping people, I spend a month working with everybody on here. Every week we work together on picking the right market so we get the right opportunities coming in. Okay, that's where this starts from. They meet a criteria where we can do this because I need to have several strategies to be able to get rid of this property. I have a property right here, for example, worth over $200,000 fixed up. I can buy it. I give him $15,000 and I take the responsibility of dealing with the bank. Okay. Or I can pay $5,000 and keep it going with the way that it is and make a small monthly payment of $800 a month till I fix the property and I resell it. So here's a couple cool things I want you guys to think about. There's multiple ways to do a deal like this, and I'm not forcing a transaction on anyone. I never told him what to do with his property. This is a big mistake. I put him in control of the transaction before me. He said, I'd like to. He said, I could do these things. I could. I was like, well, then why don't you do those things? I just want to be the catalyst to help you go do that. If you want, he's in construction. Hey, I'll give you some more money. I'll help you get it out of the foreclosure. I'll help you with the rehab cost to do it. You just got to pay me back. And he's like, wow, okay. But offering opportunities and offering solutions to someone doesn't mean they're going to take that solution. They're also building rapport. They're building trust with you about what would they like to do with me? And that's what I was trying to show you. He wanted to work with me in a capacity. He's like, well, I would sell it to you because if you're willing to give me money to go fix it myself, hey, would you pay me? I have a construction business, Chad. Would you pay me for the house and pay me to work on it? Now he's thinking of not just making like 15 grand on the house. He's making more. He's making the cost of 30. So I would be all in on a property around what? 60-ish, so whatever, mid 60,000 on a property worth over 200. That's a great opportunity for anyone. How would you do this without money? This is what I teach people how to do. Here's what you do when you don't have money to it. Chad, I got a deal on the phone. I don't have anybody to do it. Will you do it? I was like, yes, I will. I will take this gladly for you and give you a fee for it. And I move, and you go on to, off into the sunset, and you find another one. That's what I teach people how to do also. So when I spend a week, each week, I spend 4 weeks with everybody on here. You're going to have the chance where you can do this, where I negotiate the deals. I give you opportunities like this. I help give you leads so we can work together doing this over that month's time that we spend working together so we can convert deals. You need to learn how to convert a deal like this, okay? This is what's important about it, because you got to know how to talk to someone. I'm not here, hey, I want to buy your house cash. Hey, I can close quickly, like everybody else tries to say some of those silly things I see on the internet. That never works. I'm not buying on the MLS and competing with all these other people out there driving the price up. I'm going after people that I'm going to fix a problem and I can provide a solution. And he also said, I'm putting your number in my phone. If it ain't you, I ain't answering. See, that builds relationship. And I did that pretty quickly, I believe it or not. My normal calls are a little bit longer than that, but it solved what he needed, and I didn't move at the pace I wanted. I moved at his pace, okay? Here's a couple more examples of deals that I do so you guys can see the opportunities if we start working together doing this, all right? It's going to be very easy for everybody to be able to do this program with me. I'm telling you, you're going to believe it. It's going to be nuts how easy this is. Buy price, $16,000. Look at that property. That's pretty cool, right? All right, now the one down below it, Waco property, $89,000. Market value was $260,000. I made $100,000 profit on that property. Okay. Yep. Florida. Guess what? Sorry. Things go, you may not like it, but things sell pretty quick in Florida when you're in the right areas. Okay. So who would like any one of those to make the profit off of either one of those types of properties? $16,000 on the upper property there with a fair market value of over $250,000. I think you're pretty safe, right? Yes, you are. Over $100,000 on that one. Here's the test for everybody now. Here we go. This time where you start participating and typing in. Here on this property up here, the 106 Gemini, buy price $28,000. Now, here's a quiz. I helped the homeowner keep this property. That's a great property. I would say they just gave it to me for that $28,000. That's not exactly how it worked. Here's the strategy that we learn how to do what the banks are doing. This is what you're going to be learning with me too, is I buy this property for $28,000. But the person in the property pays me $540 a month for 48 months, interest only, with a balloon payment of $36,000. All right. Ready, Kendall? Who's going to tell me my ROI on my invested money? $28,000. What's my return on investment here? Anybody want to know? And if you type in there a blank ton or a blank load, or that's keep it clean. That's my normal responses I would get, but just say a lot. Okay, that works. But I want to know what the number is. And $28,540 a month for 12 months, that's a pretty darn good return. Can you get that type of return anywhere else? Let's just go with the math there. And they're paying a balloon back in 48 months. So you've got your 28,000 paid off real soon with a big balloon. So what is that return? And who's our smart people, Kendall? What did they say?
I think they're still doing their calculations. I mean, that's the tricky part, right? It's math.
Hey, I would have done it if I wasn't relying on this. The webinar's full of, tax and attorneys. Everybody's on here smart. So I was like, hey, I don't want to get caught in the math, or with everyone on here. I'll just have them do it for me. While they're working on that one, let's talk about the second one. Here's the other property in Arizona on Fruit Tree. Buy price $18,000. They're paying me $400 a month for 24 months on $18,000 with a balloon payment of $26,000. So not only do I make my $18,000 back, I got a $8,000 balloon for doing this and saving the property for them, and I'm getting $400 a month. So that's another $4,800 a month for 2 years. What is that return? If I just do the easy math, that's called a lot. That's all I can say. A lot. And Kendall, any numbers up there so far?
John's saying 150%. I think that's for the Gemini property.
There you go. Awesome. John. All right, great. So John's probably already figured out the next one. He's probably got his financial calculator. Good for him. I'm sure there's half the audience on here has one of those. And so look at how about these? Here was the cool thing about this property is when someone tells me, I was expecting Daquan to tell me the same thing. If he needed, 18,000, and let's say I'm negotiating this deal for you, because one of the cool things about everyone on here, if you work with me doing this, I'll negotiate all your deals for you. No one does that. Anywhere, nobody will do that for you. Okay. I personally do it, not anybody else, not a coach, not a side person, not a person who works for me, none of that. I negotiate them personally like that. Why? Because if it comes writing a check, I much rather control myself with a checkbook versus someone else. Now, Don and Kendall, I could because they're experts in finance and everything, but maybe not on a deal. Okay. I choose me on negotiating the deal over anybody else. All right. So that's what I want to do. But the return on this is through the roof. How do you make money if you have no money? Take this example for Fruit Tree. Chad, we need $18,000 to stop the foreclosure. Okay, great. Don't worry. I'm going to pay the $18,000 and I'm going to get the interest and I'm going to get the balloon. Well, Chad, you're going to take my $18,000 property and make 150% return on your money. I was like, yes, I am. Thank you. But I'm helping that family. Well, can I make something? Of course. You know what I'm going to do? Instead of it being 18 with the balloon, I'm going to give you 2, 3, or 4 or 5,000 on that. What would you like? Oh my gosh, really? Yes, because that's just going to take my 150% return on my investment down to 90 or 80%. I think I'm okay with that. We won't be greedy. I care about helping the family not have to move. If that's the payment they tell me they want to pay, I didn't just come up with this. Daquan, I was wanting to tell him, how much do you want to pay me back per month? He didn't give me a chance. He wanted to give me the house. That's even better. That even sweetens the deal when you get the house, guys. We don't always do that. I'm here to help people, but that would help him because he doesn't live in the property. And that's the difference is I'm marketing to his mother. Mother gets over to him because, hey, what are you going to do with the house? Somebody wants to buy the property. That's where it started. Okay. And this is the biggest part about this business is you can do anything from this same strategy of marketing to the property. I hope you guys are liking this so far because here's another property. Look at this. These aren't just junker houses. These are people that need help. So I'm showing you in 7 properties, $313,000, got 2.2854 million. You guys believe that? Like, is that not nuts? Look at the amounts invested on some of these. 20,000 for 160, 39 for 225, 15 for 75, 65 for 190. And I mean, you can even do bigger houses. Look at $700,000 home, an $850,000 property. This is what's cool about this business is things become a lot more affordable. To buy an $850,000 house, the down payment on that, to be able to do those things and be able to make an impact on it and cash flow it and control the payments and with interest rates and all that, it'd be really difficult to do right now in today's market. But it's not when you're finding the right opportunities that come your way. Okay. Here's another property. Look at this, $19,376 on this one. What's really cool about it is it's on the list over there, and this is the property. But look, it's on the lake. So I helped this family save this property here. So Don and Kendall, you're looking here. You're probably thinking like, man, that looks great. That might even be like a Bear Lake. That's somewhere. Is that in Idaho? Where is this? But we're also thinking, who would want this property for that amount? Anybody want to raise your hand and will buy this property for that? But here's the difference. This person's not going to lose this property for that amount. Okay. This property, as you can tell, look, it's nice. The flooring's great. You know, it's not dilapidated. It's a wraparound porch on the lake. They just needed a little bit of help temporarily to get what they needed to do settled. And then they are paying me back. They're happy to pay me back because they're happy to save this property. They're not happy to lose this type of property over that such small amount. It isn't that people can't afford their payments. It's people can't afford to get out of the hole to get back on track in this country right now. That's where we're having a tough time. And that's why this is unlimited. There's 8 million missed mortgage payments in New York this year so far. There was over 2 million missed mortgage payments in Florida, 1.5 million missed in North Carolina, another 1.2 in Tennessee, another over 1.5 million in Georgia. Guys, you have no idea what the amount of defaults, delinquencies, and things are going on out there. You don't see them. Why? Maybe because we're talking about elections and things like that. I don't know, but it's just ironic we don't hear about the delinquencies and the missed payments. It's just not something you're going to be hearing about. But what we are doing is I'm not trying to buy these homes, okay? What I want to do is help the individuals out of bad situations. Why? What's most important about helping people out of bad spots is if they leave this property and they try to go into the rental market, it's double, triple sometimes of what they're paying on their mortgage, right? It's very, very expensive for them to be able to do anything else different than what they've had. You got to know that. Everybody has to agree with me at this point so far is if you leave that property that you're in right now and you go to rent first months, last months, all that, it's an average of $8,000 to $10,000 for someone to relocate from a property. Okay. And go into apartment living versus living in your property and your home and all that. changing schools and all those things for kids. It's detrimental to a family, and we don't let that happen when we start on this journey together. And you're going to learn. You're going to be able to do this, because something that's really important about what we're doing is we're investing in tangible things. You can touch it. Okay, there's other ways to make money and other things, but this is the one that I know. All right. It's tangible assets. I've got to be able to touch and feel what I'm doing and seeing it. That's why I'm going to see pictures. I'm going to get a scope of work and everything through Daquan. He's going to get it over to me. All right. The market will create the openings for us for what we want to do. And that's what we're looking for. All right. We're going to never speculate. I don't speculate and try to create something through forced depreciation, fix something up, make it worth more than it is. This home stood in my, like, the glowing part of my business. I'm like, wow, this stood out. Why? Because it's in a price range that's also affordable. I'm not focusing on properties outside of the affordability, because 80% of the properties are unaffordable. A third of them on the MLS are new construction, right? And that means those are affordable too. So I've got a property down here cheap enough where I can make it affordable. I can get it to a first-time entry-level home buyer like that, and I don't have any problems. I'm not competing with anyone else, because this property is going to be sold on the retail market easily if I want. Or with that amount of money invested in that, I can turn that over to somebody who wants to rent it and cash flow it or lease option it or whatever I want to do. Okay? That's where that is so cool. You just opened up tons of opportunities, and I saved you 10 different courses you do want to go out there and buy to learn those different strategies. You know, all you're doing right here is you're finding an opportunity and you're plugging the opportunity into the strategy. Hopefully I'm not going too fast, but I'm just trying to make sure your guys' ears and brains and everything are working right now. We're not going to speculate. We're not going to create something that's not there. All right. You're going to be able to create your own real estate market. I'm going to show you something really cool here in a second. We're going to control the outcomes when we work together over that month together when we're doing this. We're going to play the game that the banks play and using their lending programs to be able to do it. Here's an example, like North Carolina. I know everything that's going on in North Carolina. I know how many properties are popping in each county. I know what's going on. These are things that I like to pay close attention to, because when I'm investing in a market, I'm going to know what's going on, where, when, and how. I don't live there. I am from North Carolina, in case anybody wanted to know, right? If you caught that in the very beginning. I'm from there, but I know what's going on there. And guess what I'm doing? I'm going to show you how to pick the markets. I'm going to show you how to track and look at my properties. Do you notice where the properties are? Do you see them being clustered? There's a reason for that. I don't buy just one property. I don't just market into one area. When I'm buying properties, I'm buying multiple properties in the same market, numerous times, numerous locations, like right there, like a bunch of properties. Why? Because I'm going to control my market. All right. I'm going to buy them all within a half a mile or less, buy them within a quarter mile or less. Why is that? Does anybody know while I'm doing it? I'm going to answer, but I want you to type it in, because I want to make sure you guys are paying attention and you're typing in stuff as we're going here. But the reason I want you to do that is you're going to see how I control the area. I control my lending. I control the financing. I control the selling. I control the rental income. I control the appraisals. I control all of paying back my money. I buy 3 properties there. It costs me 15% to borrow the money. I buy the first property and I buy the second property. As soon as I do one thing with this first property, the second properties went up by 10% or so, right? 7% on the minimum. I have 3. So 10%, 7% here. The third property goes up. What, 5 to 7% just by having 3? Look at that. My cost to buy those 3 properties at 15% now is even. I paid for my money cost. Got it? I just showed you how to get free financing right there from deals by buying more than one. When I do my appraisal on one, when I'm buying next to somebody else that's rehabbing a house, they're pushing the value of my property up. Why? Because I'm watching where they're doing it. You're going to see how I target markets that already have activity. We don't go to markets where there's no activity. I'm going to show you how I do that with a strategic system of just pointing, clicking, doing the things I do, grassroots type stuff, where you'll never invest in the wrong market. I can't do it in just an hour, class here. I spend the time with you do it. And that's why everybody that I'm talking to tonight, this isn't a book. It's not a website that you buy access to or a software. It's you and me working together on doing this. And here's somebody that's pretty cool, and she's probably on here too. And, Don, Kendall, you guys will know Jill from the last class, because I did this once before. It's a very small group. So I'm going to play this, and I want everybody to see this. And you can go ahead, if anybody wants to register for this class right here, you can put your phone up, click this little QR code. It's going to take you to the registration page and all that. But I want you to hear Jill first, okay? Let's see if this works. Kendall, let me know if you guys can hear the audio here, okay?
Great.
Hey, this is Jill Henry here. I just wanted to give a shout out to my new best bud, Chad McCall. I just finished his series of classes. We did like 5 weeks. And I tell you, I'm looking at real estate investing now totally different than I did before. So as a new real estate investor, fix and flips and just, passive income through rentals is not the only way that you can work in this market. And Chad certainly opened up my eyes and let me see the different possibilities and the opportunities that are out there if you just put a little brain power behind what you're doing, set some really good goals, and make your plan to move forward. So if you have a chance to check out classes with Chad, definitely do. It's definitely worth the time and definitely worth the energy.
Kendall, you don't remember Jill? You remember her?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh man. And on one of the classes, she let me have it too. On one of the classes, was really cool. The people was in there. She goes, Chad, I can't believe this. And guess what? One of the coolest things about it, she's like, oh my gosh. She goes, she heard me. I gave the person more money after the fact. Because she needed money. So I paid off a credit card. I paid off the car for the individual because they had equity in the house. And Jill's like, and she's a teacher. I was like, yeah, single mom. And like, this was her breakthrough moment from this. And this is like after the fact, she sent me that because she sent me two. And this one was the second one. And it was just a really cool moment of how you can help people and have an impact and doing this. And like, this is one of the examples while we're in the class that we did this one live. Here was a property, and you can see in the bottom left here, and when I bought it, 60, and I want everybody to look at this date because I want everybody to challenge me on the date because, oh, this is a deal a year ago. You're exactly right. Please. It says September 26th. That's my birthday. That's why I put it on here. Okay. So everybody knows I got a birthday coming up. But look what I paid for that, $69,103.72 Shellport mortgage. That's when I sent it in. Okay. What's really cool about this is the appraisal here, as you can see, it was 320 some thousand. Okay. It's on 11 acres. What I did though, is I sold 4 acres for the person that I got the house from, gave him 4 acres, let him keep the money from the 4 acres. I kept the difference. I kept the other 8. Okay. 7 point something. Bought the house from him, gave him a chance to buy the property back, rent the property. I just appraised it here in June this year at 220 after selling it and everything. And he didn't buy the property back. He's a tenant from me, paying $900 and some dollars per month now on doing this. So not only did I help the individual, I gave him a chance to buy the property back, gave him $40,000 of a couple of acres that he could sell there in Tennessee. And I still own the property, and I'm still getting $900 plus odd dollars a month. So if we do the math, when I did the refinance, I refinanced out 80% and I put the money back in my pocket. So I created a rental out of this situation off of an investment and gave the person $40,000 to be able to do it. His dad and him built this house, and he's never going to go anywhere. He's got 3 kids, 2 he raised there, 1 still at home. And that's just the way it is. That's how I did the deal. And I did it live, walking right through the class, which was really cool about this. And I was able to help someone. And that was it. That's how it started. I gave him a chance to buy the property back in September. He did not. He wasn't able to do it. Didn't want to. He'd just rather take some money and be able to just become a tenant. And said, I'll be a tenant. I'll rent it for the rest of my life, which was kind of cool. So, and it was recent. Do I do big rehabs? What do you think? Is this a big rehab, guys? Yes, this is. It's 2 point something million. But you got to be able to pick a property up like this for $600,000-$700,000. Look, that's the ocean. Yes, it is. Hopefully the hurricane does not come through right where this one's at across your fingers. I didn't think about that until just now that the hurricane's coming. So we do big rehabs when you get a good opportunity to be able to do one. And you can make 7 figures. This is a 7-figure opportunity right now. So kind of cool when you step in and do big. You can do these if you want to, if that's your specialty. Don't worry. It's not immune to anybody to be able to do big deals. All right. If you guys are interested in doing this, I'm going to tell you how it works. The process to start with me, you go to protectwealth.com / real estate. I can't put, Kendall, you're going to have to put it in there. The words didn't text out big enough. You have to put it in the chat box, or you can click this little barcode with your phone there. Protectwealth.com / real estate. I spend, as you can hear when Jill said that, I spend the next month with everyone. All right. When you sign up and do this, I am working with you. And this is a small group, as you can see. It is not some massive group. There's a bunch of you on here. It ain't going to be that many people. All right. There's going to be 15 people, and that's just the way it's going to be. All right. So it's going to be up for the next 2 days or 3 days or so, I think, for me to do it. She's probably going to think about it, which is fine. It doesn't matter. I know what we're doing. You shouldn't be able to have to think about helping people and what we're doing and be able to make money with it. It's going to change your life because you're changing someone's life every phone call that you make. We're going to do this together every week. I'm going to teach you from start to finish markets. We're going to pick the deals. I'm going to give you leads to work on with me. You're going to have opportunities that I've filtered and stuff before I introduce, you to go out there and get your own. And you'll see Jill's up there in the left hand. Look at her for that look. And she's got that look right there in the top right there, guys. She's got the look. And that was Jill when she started. You heard her testimonial. We're going to do this together. Nobody else. We're going to spend a day a week, every week, and I'm going to negotiate the deals for you while we're working together. If you get a deal, great. You're going to be able to benefit from that deal and transaction where you can actually make money with me working with you without spending thousands and thousands of dollars to be able to do it. Normally, I would spend, a couple of hours. I would charge someone $3,000 just to spend a little bit of time or negotiate a deal for someone, because guess what? Realtors going to make a lot more than that. What are they doing for you? They're pushing some paper and pens. No, I'm talking to a seller, constructing contracts, doing all the paperwork, walking you through the deal, helping you get the deal funded, and we're getting the deal closed and across the line. So click that little bar and you're going to see how you'll be able to work this with me. And here's another person. Tom was just below Jill in that video. And let's see what Tom Brady, this is his actual name, guys. It's Tom Brady. He's from the group too. I know he's my fan. It's kind of funny. His name is Tom Brady. So let's hear what he said about doing this group. All right.
It's probably the best training I've had ever in the real estate market. And I really appreciated the live, interview with the real people and closing a real deal right there during class. That was very real and very helpful for me to see that.
So we do the deals in the class, guys, for you, and they're going to get all the things. You're going to get these blueprints. You're going to get the things to go through this with you. It's part of this. Just that alone is $500 if I were to sell those for you. All right. You can't buy them. That's not something you're going to be able to buy. You're not going to pay $3,000 for a webinar with me. It's a whole month of us working together, me negotiating your deals. But don't be this person right here. I know this is some of us on here. We try to do it ourselves. We go to, Google, Google University and YouTube University, but it's not practical sometimes. And you're not getting exactly what you're going to do. You're going to get questions. You're going to formulate questions and things. Don't be this, because a lot of us are that. And this is what caused lost cost of money, lost cost of opportunities. I'm going to work with everybody on here that does the first 15 people for $497. All right. You're going to spend a month with me. All right. The money's going to be in the deals that we're going to make together. All right. Because I'm going to be taking a split of those deals. I'm going to buy some deals from you while we're doing this. All right. Everybody on here can do that. That's, less than that's a meal a week that you would be doing. You'd spend the next month with me on this group live. We're going to record it. You're going to get the documents. We're going to get everything together. We're going to go through live deals. You're going to get leads from me as we work through this for that month. Okay. We will be doing this hands-on, rolling up our sleeves, spending every single week together. I'll be negotiating your deals for you. Just that alone. I don't even allow people to buy my time to negotiate deals for other gurus out there that need me to be able to do these things. I don't do that. This is going to be something I'm doing because of my relationship with Protect Wealth. The second time I've ever done this because of what we're doing. I need more people to impact others in life. And the way we're going to do that is I'm going to have the right people trained to do the right things, so they can go out there and help people save their homes. We are going to save houses. I didn't get to save a house now. I get to buy a house tonight, which is fine. I'm sure somebody wants this house. Anybody want to do this house with me? You're more than welcome to do it. Come to this training. You're going to have plenty of opportunities to do this. We're all going to be able to do this together. We're going to save families. I think in the first group, we talked someone, we saved a marriage. We saved someone getting divorced. I've talked people from getting suicide because they're losing their homes. I've helped people, open up with and save their, kids being relocated. I mean, I've saved so many people, and the enlightenment that we get from doing that. Money is a byproduct of that. And we make so much more money by putting the right foot forward to help people. And I'm going to introduce every one of you to that. And we're going to create good friendships out of this together. And as we're in a movement, my goal is to help 100,000 families save their homes. That's why the name of my company is People First. And that's what we do it. We're putting people first, and we're doing this. And I'm going to spend a month with you doing it. First 15 people, click the link or go to protectwealth.com/real estate. I'm going to spend that month with a small group. Every week, I'm going to record it. We're going to put it in that vault, all the documents, everything we need. We're going to have that folder together as we spend each week together. And you have me to negotiate your deals. And I'm not just going to negotiate your deal on a Wednesday night at 7 no, I'm going to do whatever I need to do, negotiate a deal for you while we're working together. We are a team for the next month. Okay. So we're going to do this. I'm going to give a couple of days before we get started with this. I'm going to talk to everyone. We are going to blow it up. And our goal, I know we can help 20, 30, 40, 50 people as a team if we do this right, and let me train you on how to do this. We're going to find the markets. We're going to find the properties. I'm going to give you opportunities to start working on. We're going to talk to people. We're going to put out the marketing that we're going to need. That's why it's so affordable for you. $497 to spend the next month with me. That's one meal a week to do this, the impact, and we're going to find a deal. Great. I'm going to be your buyer. All right. That's how confident I am. And if you don't like this 4 weeks with me, I'll give you your money back. If you can't hang there with me to be able to do this, so far, you're going to impact people. And just the leads alone for me being able to provide these for you, and as we work together, are worth well more than that. And the training that we're going to have and the relationship that we're going to create from this further isn't just about the next month. It's about what we can build long-term with this. So click that link. You go in there or scan here with your phone. Try that. Hopefully see some cool cameras of people just clicking there and, doing this with their, phone and scanning that code and registering, because we only have 15 people that I'm going to be doing this with. Can't help everybody. I can't negotiate everyone's, all couple hundred people on here. I can't do that with everybody's deals, but we're doing with a select group. And anybody have any questions? Now's the perfect time to ask me any questions about this, because I'm so excited to take this next group of people through this. So what questions does anybody have? We want to open it up to any Q&A?
Hey, Cars is asking, can you speak to the new Fannie Mae underwriting for multi-units?
So Fannie Mae got 25% of the Fannie Mae mortgages right now are underwater and delinquent and things. Underwriting, I'm a direct lender as well. So I do a lot of things for the refinances for the individuals if I need to. That's why I can put people on notes in terms where we can write a different mortgage for them later. If it fits for their financial situation. But when you're asking about Fannie Mae guidelines for those things, none of that matters when you're trying to help someone. That's just going to be a roadblock for people as a retail purchase, which, retail purchases on a low down payment, which is great, but you're still buying. There's not enough properties out there for the rules, for the low down payments on the FHA side. So I don't know what your question is exactly. Like, if there's multi-units, can you get financing for multi-units? Yeah, but you're gonna have to live in it. You know what I mean? So if you like that, I'm not really, keen on trying to live in one unit and, rent out the other ones. If somebody wants to do that, that's great. But there's just a lot of other opportunities out there. You're going to have appraisals, you got interest rates, you got conventional loans, you got lending, you have a lot of things you've got to qualify for to be able to do that. You're going to have a lot of money right now. I can go pick up a property like that, multi-unit, without having to come up and do all of those things. So if you're going traditional, that's okay. But there's a whole other market that might be better for you than going non-traditional. I'd take over someone else's property if you can. Rentals are good, but you're going to have to take over a property that needs some work where you can get a discount. Or lose, a property that's going through bankruptcy. We work on those too, chapter 13, 7s, 11s, whatever. But yeah, I don't really care too much about what, the loan guidelines are for FHA on multi-units.
Okay, great. Daniel, I'm not sure I understand his question. Buy land, flip houses 1,000 square feet, sell it short-term versus buy an old house, renovate, sell it. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Does that make sense to you?
I think he's just saying that's a great thing to do. You can buy a house, and just sell it, fix it up. Sure. That's what we do. You just got to find the opportunities. That's the thing. Opportunities are out there, but what are you doing to, helping someone here in the situation? If I keep someone in their home, I don't have to worry about the taxes. If I keep somebody in their home, I don't have to worry about a toilet being clogged or being fixed or anything like that. I'm the bank in that situation. I don't have to worry about a tenant. They're the homeowner. Who's your best tenant in the world of any property, no matter what? It's the owner of the property. Who knows the property better than anybody else? The homeowner. Okay. I'm going to get from Daquan, sorry. I'm going to get everything I need to know about that property from him, because he's going to want to fix it. I ain't going to miss anything, because he's the owner of the property. He's been through it. I'm going to get all accurate information if I want to make a decision about fixing and flipping that house if I want to. Or I can just wholesale that property off for another 10 grand or 15 grand or 20 grand to somebody else that wants that house, because the numbers are still going to work. Because people are being taught, use 65% ARV minus repairs and blah, 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 this math that, I don't care about. I care about what's going to be my buy price. Can I help someone keep it? I'd love to, my buyer come in, I'll finance the rehab for the buyer. That would be a great deal. Have them pay me monthly on that deal and let them, and the property's the collateral. We can do so many cool things, and we're going to do them over the next month working together. You guys are going to see all types of deals.
And Chad, I've attended a couple of your classes, and you are a master at negotiating, but I really think your greatest skill is being able to find deals that nobody else can find. Is that fair to
Yes.
say?
Yeah, and keep in mind, guys, when I'm finding properties, there's a reason that they want to sell a property, or the reason they want help. I don't necessarily go after, assuming everyone wants to be a seller. Not everybody wants to sell their home. That's what the problem is in real estate. People try to convince you to sell your home. Like, they don't know what happened in their home. Like, they could have birthed 13 kids in this house and grandkids, and it could be legacy in this house. They could have built that house with their bare hands. They could, they could have lost their grandmother in this property, and it's got sentimental value. They could be in the middle of a divorce, and they don't, fighting over who's going to get the house. Like, there's a lot of reasons why when you talk to someone, they may not be able to sell you that property, but people assume that they're going to, and they assume that they're going to give them the right price, and they assume that they're going to be able to make money. That's not how the game really is working right now. I want to say, keep your house. Just let me fix your problem and then pay me back. And then if they can't pay, or they have a problem paying, guess what? Now I take the home voluntarily. I'm able to take possession of that property, and my investment of $20,000 just turned into $100,000 because I've absorbed all the equity, Don. And so, if just like that last transaction I showed you there in Tennessee, I turned a $69,000 investment into double. And I was, because it was so much, I wanted to give the person some money from the, some of the land, because and it didn't cost me. It came from the property, because I was like, man, if I don't want to take someone's house 69 versus 300 some $1,000, I take it for 69. And it doesn't rest well with me, because then that's a 400% return or whatever on your money. Then there becomes a point where, you're not helping people, you're hurting people. I'm not going to manipulate and persuade someone into doing something that's going to hurt them because it's at the last moment. And as you can see, look at DeQuan. I don't have very much time to fix his problem, do I, Don? And this is the people that I like to work with and I like to help, because I know they've tried everything they possibly can. They've turned to family, friends, coworkers, church. They've done everything they can, and no one's been able to lift a finger to help them at this point. And when I come in, I like the fact that I know I'm helping somebody, and they're like, you don't know me and you're trusting me and you can still fix this problem, and I can walk away with some money. Wow, other people are just waiting for my property to go to the auction. I'm going to talk about this as we work together, different lead strategies and different opportunities of how we work with people where they want to make a decision. They want to work with us. If it's keep it, if it's sell it, if it's, whatever they want to do, invest it, fix it up. You're going to work with non-owner occupied properties. You're going to work with owner occupied properties. I thought I was working with an owner, but it's not. I'm working with a son that's taking over the property because he's in construction. But oh well, it's what we get, how we deal with it. And you work with me every week doing this, and you get better. This is what you're going to learn how to do. And you got a buyer in me right behind you to back it up so we can close deals. That's what I'm the best at, guys, is closing deals for you and working together. But I'm also closing them to help somebody. So spend the next 4 weeks with me, and I'll walk you step by step of how we do it. And you'll be able to hopefully do a deal on the call with me,
And Chad, that call you made, that was scripted. You sent him a what to say exactly, and that was all this afternoon, right? That was
I pronounced his name wrong. I mean, heck, I'm trying to read it, and I swear it was spelled Duquesne, and I'm thinking like, and Duchesne, I'm thinking like, hell, and then it's Daquan. I mean, hell, I would have missed it 2 other times if he wouldn't have said it. But no, it's not scripted. I mean, it happens,
All right. Steve is asking wholesaling. Are there wholesaling opportunities for somebody that doesn't have the money, let's say, to get started in real estate? Could they start off just wholesaling, bringing deals to you?
Everyone has the money to be able to do this because they're getting a coach, they're getting negotiation, they're getting opportunities and everything with me for a month. I don't know anybody else out there that's going to do that for a couple $100. Why? The money ain't in that. It's in me doing deals with you and getting a deal from that person that's going to join that and trust me that, guess what, Don, they don't have the money to be able to do deals, but they're going to work with me and do it. And I'm going to be the buyer, and I'm going to kick them back money for that deal. That's how they're going to make money. If they've got no money, why can't I just pay them for doing the deal with me? Like Daquan, right? Let's say, Don, you brought me Daquan. You're like, Chad, I ain't got any money to do this. I was like, nice try, Don. You're going to fund this. I want to make you do this deal because I know you can. But you're like, no, I don't want to do it. Well, I'm like, okay, great. I'll do it. How much is it? I got to pay him $5,000 to keep it. I'm going to pay the property for, we got to pay him $15,000. So, okay, I'll be in at 40. What do you want? I'll give you what? 4,000 seem fair? Okay, great. There you go. You just made $4,000. Now I'm going to say, what are you going to do with that 4,000? Well, I'm going to go buy this. I'm like, no, Don, now I need you to take $150 of that 4,000 and let's use it in marketing over the next 90 days. And let's get us 5 more of these deals. I don't want to help you, Don, just do one. Don's not worth money for me to do one. I need Don to bring me 10 or 20 or 30 of these because I want to impact that neighborhood. Why do I want to give people to work together with me in the same area? Because I want us all working in the same area because I can buy 10 in the same area, Don, and I can control the funding. I can control the market. I can control the comps. I don't just want some random property 100 miles away from another property over here and one there. I want them together. Let's make it really cool. Let's buy 4 or 5 or 6 all in the same area as a team. People worry about scarcity. I'm abundance. I know I can find 4 or 5 or 6 houses in the same area. We buy them all, and I've increased the value of all those houses. Once I rehab one, I'm going to go find another one next to Daquan's. I'm going to do that now, right, Don? I already marketed there, so I already know the area. I'm going to find one more, and I know I'm going to rehab his because the market's over 200 on that. I'm buying it so cheap. I'm going to buy one down the street from him, and then I'm going to automatically increase this one 30, 40% just by buying another one. As soon as I fix this one up, this one over here is going to go up. So heck, borrow money, 20%. I don't care because I know it's going to go up another 20% over here just because of my activity. So you get money for free. I can teach you guys so much, but we got to do this together. I can't do it in a webinar. I can't do it in a book. I can't do it on a video. I got to do it live with you so I can stare everybody in the eyeballs and look at you like this. I need to be able to see you on the camera. Everybody's got to have a camera that's working, or don't sign up, because if you don't have a camera, I ain't going to let you come on there. I need to see your eyes. If you roll your eyes at me like I'm crazy or something, or if you're sleeping, I need to know about it, because we're going to get after it and we're going to work on deals. And that's the type of people I want to work with. They want to make an impact. If you got money, you don't have money, I don't care. None of that matters. You're going to spend a month with me and we're going to do deals together.
Hey, Chad, we got a lot of questions. Trevor in San Francisco, he says, most homes here still have bidding wars. Help me understand one of your strategies. I'm not real familiar with San Francisco, but I don't think anybody in San Francisco is losing their homes, are they?
Hey, where the heck's a bidding war in San Francisco? The bidding war is on the toll road to get out of San Francisco. Sorry, Trevor, but no, I'm just joking. Hey, markets are within markets. Okay, so you have just as many people in trouble everywhere. Bankruptcies are at an all-time high across the country. Divorces are at an all-time high. Foreclosures are going to hit an all-time high if they let them, but they're not letting them right now. Okay. We just had one county just finally release the moratorium. Okay. 4 counties this month in the country out of 3,500 just released the moratorium on foreclosures. Guys, why they've held it so long? You can do your own assumption of that. I can probably tell you what I think of why it's held, but it just happened. But there's millions and millions of people right now in every single state. You just don't see a lot of them. And so you're, hey, it's San Francisco. Great. So San Francisco, house is worth $1 million. They have equity in it. What do they try to do first? They try to sell the property. If there's no buyers, you know what I mean? That's going to be the hard part. You've got a real estate agent. You're trying to do that. You don't have a lot of volume for people to buy these properties like that. And if they are, then it's a destination location, Trevor, meaning you're by the water. There has to be a reason that somebody wants to be there. There has to be a reason that somebody wants to pay 98% of their livelihood to taxes and income and everything else to live somewhere. Why is that? It better be paradise or, 98% of my income for heaven. Okay, great. If I know I'm going there, that might be the place. But I can't see that it being sustainable that someone's going to be bidding war and paying properties like that in San Francisco. But that may not be the market. From my research that I do with you, if I don't see the traffic that I look for has got the opportunities for us, we won't do deals there. We'll find one there, I'm sure. But I'm not going to go out there and bid against other people on a property. And we're never going to let it hit the MLS. I'm going to talk to those San Francisco people way before the foreclosure auction. And I'm going to talk to that person, which I just did one in Marin. People know where that's out. I just did another property in Vallejo. I did another one over in Sacramento, all this in the last couple of weeks. And guess what I told them? Hey, your property's going to go to auction in the next couple of weeks. What's your plan? I'm going to file a bankruptcy. I was okay, great. Let me know how that goes. Hey, I filed a bankruptcy and 85% of people get kicked out of bankruptcy in the first 5.5 months. Bankruptcy is not a solution. It's a Band-Aid on losing your arm is what happens, because people can't make the high payment every single month. If I go in and tell someone, hey, guess what? You got a 5% interest rate, which 65% of the country has a 5% or less interest rate. What we want to do is, I don't want you to lose your interest rate, Trevor. I want you to keep that interest rate. Let me pay that mortgage, bring it current for you, and you just pay me back. Because the amount of money you're going to pay me back on that, plus the interest rate you got at 5%, if you add those two together, it's going to be cheaper than you going out there trying to sell your property on the MLS, paying 6% commissions, all the other fees and everything, about 11, 12% out the door. Plus, you're going to have to go do what? Go get another place at the end of the day. And you got to hope that realtor can sell it before the foreclosure auction is going to happen. That's a lot to risk on, buddy. Then the family's going to say, you know what? You're right, Chad. How much do we have to pay you per month? How much can you afford? It doesn't matter if I tell you a number you can't afford to pay me. How's that going to help you? I got to pay $60,000 to stop your foreclosure tomorrow. Okay, I'll do that for you. I don't care about your credit. I don't care about your income. I don't care about tax returns. I'll pay that so you save your house. You got $250,000 of equity in your home right now, Trevor. Let me pay the 60 for you, then you can pay me back. Most people say, well, Chad, the mortgage, you're paying that on top of the other one. No, I'm not, because 60,000, depending on how long they've owned the home, Don, part of my 60,000, 30,000, maybe 40,000 of my 60 that I paid went towards principal reduction. So now I just increase my equity position in the property if they mess up. And I'm like, wow, it's genius. And then now they're paying me back on 60. They're going to pay me how much? Chad, we can't pay a lot. What's your interest rate? It doesn't matter what my interest rate is. What can you afford? We can probably afford $800-900. Okay, great. If I can keep the payment at $800-900, is that going to be okay for the next couple of years? You got equity in there. Let's see if I can get you refinance after that. If you can do $800-900, Chad, we do it. I'm the best lender for 2 to 4 years. I'm not a 30-year amortized lender. If I was going to, do a 30-year amortized loan over 2 or 3 years, guess what your payment would be? About $20,000 per month. They're like, what? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I was like, I want to make this affordable for you to keep your home, keep your family in it. That's what we need. Okay, great. Let's get started. That's how I operate in San Francisco, Don.
A lot more questions. Trista, the fruit tree property. So I'm understanding you paid the 18,000 off, got them out of foreclosure. Then they pay you $400 a month and their ongoing continued mortgage. Is that sum up?
Yep, that sums it up.
And they pick the 400, not you.
They got it. You better believe it.
You're helping them.
I never choose a payment for anyone. You can ask anyone that's worked with me, and that's why I help people. That's all I care about. You can never choose someone's financial situation when they're in a bad spot. When they're losing their house in a couple of days, if I tell them, guess what, Don, you've got $1 million of equity in your house, and you're losing it in 3 days, your payment's $10,000 a month. Well, you do whatever you can to say, yeah, okay, I'll do it, just so you don't lose your house. You're going to tell me what I want to hear. I know that because people get desperate. I don't want people like that. I want to know is, what can you afford to pay me back? And that's how I operate. When they work with me, I've got hundreds of these. I did this, a cool course that I created, Don. It's 100 in 100. It's 100 deals in 100 days, where I negotiated 100 transactions in 100 straight days. And I closed all these deals, and they heard recorded all the calls, all the sellers, all the follow-up, all the paperwork, all the documentation of how an investor actually rolls. I roll, guys. I'm not here just talking about it, spending my time on Instagram, saying something, cool. I don't care about it. I'm too busy to do that. It's not my lifestyle. You ain't going to find this stuff. You ain't gonna be able to buy this online. I mean, that just ain't going to happen, because I got such a good relationship with Don and what we do. Don helps my people, and I help, his people when I have an opportunity where I'm doing things like this. But I like to welcome people in this in a small group, because I can service those and help people. And I look for more people that can pass this on, because you feel obligated, Don, when you talk to someone. And I can go on and of what who I've talked to and the situations that you're a therapist, and it's deep sometimes when you hear people, they say they've packed up their things and they're devastated, and you tell them that you're saving their house. I mean, what you feel from doing good, keeps you coming back for more. That's the people I want to sign up for this. If you ain't one of those people, just don't even click that link, or, don't even go there and sign up, because you can hurt people and put people in a bad spot maliciously if you use this knowledge that we're going to learn together you can use it in a bad way. And I don't want to teach people to do that. I want to teach people to help. And that's why I like to become the buyer, Don, because I know if I'm the buyer, I control the outcome for the people. I'd rather just pay someone a fee for that, me take the deal, and I'll work the deal on it later with them and do something long-term, because I can control the outcome for that family and change their life. And when they give me a testimonial, those are the most rewarding things ever.
Okay, so you gave several examples of Northern California, but Corey lives in an entirely different state. She lives in Southern California, and she's asking if it works there.
That's the other place for everybody. I mean, it's kind of like they're leaving north and leaving south, going everywhere else. Well, all the people in Southern California now live in Arizona and Texas. So those people need the money to be able to relocate. Yes. And they need to access their equity, of course. California, Southern California is always going to be a great real estate market, no matter what happens. It's always been a great market. It's always been its own country. California has in the real estate world been its own little world. And it'll always be good because there's always going to be a strong rental market. It's always going to be expensive. Right now, California rents are even more expensive. So what's that make people do there, Corey? They got to stay where they're at. They can't afford to go somewhere else. That's the thing of why this is so good is you are keeping people where they are, and you never have to worry about the expensive things. You don't have to worry about rehabbing in California. How much is a rehab going to be in California? I mean, there's cool rules in California. You can throw the ADUs in the back of the houses now and all that. But guess what? It costs a lot of money, a couple $100,000 to be able to do that. You got rehabbing in California, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars more than the average rehab. You don't have to worry about those things. The taxes in California, you don't have to worry about that. You can focus on actually helping people and eliminating property management, turnover, evictions, all those things. So does this work in California? It is the best thing that California could ever do is adopt what I do. Bring me in there and run for the dang, politician of real estate for California. And man, I'd help a lot of people out there because they really need it because that market is so cool and it's awesome.
So, okay, so let's end this. We got a lot more questions. Do you buy houses in red and blue states? And does it work in California and Oregon and the high cost? Yes. Let's just.
Red and blue does not matter. Red and blue doesn't matter. It's just your outcome of if you end up with a property, you can make a lot more. So you got to think about it. It's like this property was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And what was Pittsburgh? Is it red or blue? Okay, blue, of course, right? But I just turned that deal into a red opportunity, Don. Why? Because I can wholesale it for quick equity. I can do some appreciation. I can fix and flip it. I can rent it because it's going to rent well there. I can rent that property for a lot based off what I'm getting it for because I'm getting it so cheap. So I can do anything on that property because my purchase price is so low. So that's a blue deal that I can do any strategy with it. So yes, red or blue does not matter.
So what you're saying is where people are people and people die and there's going to be probate and there's going to be divorce and people are going to fall out and they're going to inherit things that they don't want. They're not going to be able to pay their mortgage. Any place where people are people, it works. Is that fair?
Yes. And once you're bad at managing money, you're usually always bad at managing money, right? And that's, that's what happens. So there are opportunities everywhere. So that's what you have to take advantage of is the timing where you can make the biggest impact for someone's life and someone's family without taking on all the responsibility from that family. That's what we don't want to do.
Hey, Trista is saying, would you be the hands-on project manager for a deal she already has? It's a big remodel, but I need help with the managing the renovation. How involved with that do you get?
Well, I love taking half of a deal. You bring it on over. Let's do it. I love why somebody just want to give me a deal they're already working on, why they want to give me a piece of it. But hey, I don't mind those either, Don.
There we
so
go.
Yeah,
okay.
Great.
Do you check the title on the property or do you worry about being second, third, or fourth position?
I always check. I don't worry about second, third, or fourth position, depending on the equity position of the property. We always check title. I'm going to show everybody how to do that. That's part of the process, how we check our titles, how we run all of our information. We're going to do it together. We're going to know what reports that we're looking for. If we're looking for preliminaries, we're looking for O&Es, all those types of things you're going to learn as we spend the months together to do that. Yes. And then sometimes people are going to say second versus first. I'm going to show you the reasons why there's a lot of security in seconds and a lot of rules that don't apply to people if you're in a first position or a second position. That's why we can do some of the things that we can do, Don, that aren't regulated like certain parts of the business are.
But you don't want to be in a fourth or fifth position, do you?
Well, if it's worth $100,000 and I'm getting it for $7, I'll take fourth position all day long.
Okay,
it depends on how cheap it is. That doesn't matter. But hey, in that situation, depending on what it is, we'll buy out a couple of the positions, Don, when I'm working on it. So I'd come in the second position. But yes, I do some of those where I buy out. I factor in that as my acquisition cost.
And you remember Rick and Karen Mann out of Wichita,
Yes.
students of both of ours. Yep.
Yes.
Hi, Karen. We love you, and it's good to have you. I hope Rick's doing well. Chad's impressive. Such informative, great opportunities. Thank you, Lawrence. Can we talk more about no money down strategies that you would imply in buying these homes?
Yeah. I mean, we find a deal, give it to me. There's no money. I'll do it. There's no money for you. How much do you want me to pay you for it? There's an easy way. And take over, like on this property right here. Guys, think about it this way. It's $5,000 to take over this property. Okay, that's all we needed. I'll lend you the $5,000 to take over this property. You make the payment on the $5,000 to me. You can go rent this property if you want, Don, but you're going to have to pay me money and interest on my $5,000 that I lend you to go take this property. So am I the bank? Yep. Do I have any tenants, toilets, or taxes? Nope. I got somebody else that's going to worry about that. You just got to pay me. I'm the bank. So there's a no.
Can you do
the money,
all of
Don.
this out of, let's say, an IRA?
Sure. Guess who I use for all of those things when it comes to IRAs, tax accounting, and all the consulting for that? I use this amazing group and company to do all of that. Guess what their name is?
Who? What?
It's Don Pendleton. And whoever he tells me is the good person. That's who I use.
We work together well. Thank you. You're so compassionate. The spirit comes back to you in abundance. And you know what, Lawrence? I think you're absolutely right. I think it does come back, and Chad, that's what you know what, students, that's why we have Chad on, is because he's got a heart. He knows how to negotiate deals. He knows how to find deals, but he does it with a heart. And there's so many people that we could put on stage that don't have a heart, and that's why we continue to work with Chad.
And I've been there, Don. I was the person that didn't have that heart before, and I woke up, and when I got when my heart was full, and I allowed to be full, and the abundance that came through me and helping people, money was, like I said, money's been so much easier to make, you guys, and I love sharing that with you in this group. And I mean, asking the people who've been in the group, I mean, you're going to see and you're going to learn and watch it firsthand. And I look forward to changing everybody that's in that group. I like to change their outlook on business, change their outlook on life, and on the outlook of other people, because help is universal. I want to tell everybody that. It doesn't matter where you're from, race, color, creed, doesn't matter anything. Language barriers are broken. There's people I can't even talk to sometimes, Don, but they respond to me because I'm trying to help them. They've got nowhere else to turn to. I'll find a way to figure out how to translate to them. I've done it numerous times, but they don't care. They trust me because I'm the last opportunity for them. And I love being that, beacon of hope and light for them to be able to change their situation. It's really cool.
Okay. So Trista, you're actually asking a very, very good question. And that is, if Chad's finding the deals and negotiating, what is exactly that we're doing? I guarantee he's going to put you to work. I've attended his there's going to be homework assignments every week. The goal is not to give you fish every week. The goal is to teach you how to fish. Is that fair, Chad? You
better believe it. I'll give you the opportunities. I'm going to teach you how I created the opportunities, but you're going to do some marketing. Why is it so cheap to work? You think I'm going to let somebody work with me for $100 an hour? I'm just going to be on it. Not anybody is going to be able to break out $100 for an hour to do anything, because I can negotiate deals and that make me a lot more money. The part of doing this is the growth of what we get from deals that we create as a team together and get you fired up to do it. I make more money in the deals, and that's what I want a lot of, because why? I'm going to give you opportunities. I'm going to show you how to market. You're going to do the marketing on the phone. That's why it's so cheap. You may end up spending probably $7 or $8, guys. I want you to be aware. You might spend $10 in that 4 weeks. And if you're gonna be pissed off at me for that, then you know what? Don't sign up. But I might make you spend $7 or $8. I might make you spend 10 if we get crazy. But you're gonna be doing marketing. There's a reason that we're doing this. But there's also a reason I'm there and I got your back to be able to do the things that we're gonna do. There's gonna be several ways we'll do this free. We can do this with some, couple bucks invested in that one over the 4 weeks, but we're talking about watching something that's going to grow and be sustainable for you. It's not about dropping thousands in marketing and that stuff. I don't do that in my own business, guys, ever. And I'm going to show you how I do it. But yeah, you're going to go to
Okay, so
work.
follow-up question
You're
with
gonna be
that.
running
Okay,
numbers.
fair. So what money are we making with Chad? How does the students, are they bringing you deals and then you make money, or did they make
Yeah.
money with it?
Hey,
And
I
the
got
more you
somebody
learn,
for the
the
first
more-
group. The first group that I got somebody that bought I talked to two and he bought them both himself and he's rehabbing. I got another person that bought it and they got a rental. Some people don't need me. They just look for me to help them negotiate a deal and they keep it and they run off in the sunset. That's what happens sometimes. But there's some that don't have money and they want to get something from the deal. Great. You may already be working on opportunities. Did you come to me and I'll say, hey, look, do you want to partner on this? Do you just need a little bit of help? What do you need? You need me to go 50-50 on this deal with you? You need me to put the money and time in it? What are you going to put into it? Okay, great. Let's work it out. I love the fact that someone's already thinking what they're going to have happen in the next 4 weeks, which will probably be the furthest thing away than what they're going to do. You have no idea what I'm going to put you through in the next 4 weeks. They don't even know where the
You're
deal's
asking
come from
good
yet.
questions, but wow, you're skeptical. So it's fun to watch this. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Do we
I
need,
can tell that they've done a lot of other stuff. That's what I like. I can tell they've done a lot of other things. Yeah, that's cool.
you said blue states is cash flow and red states is what?
Equity appreciation, good opportunities for wholesaling and flipping.
Say it more slowly so she could write it down.
Equity appreciation, wholesaling and flipping.
Okay.
Blue states taking over sub 2 rental programs, section 8s, cash flow, stuff like that.
So there's opportunities no matter where you live.
Oh yeah, of course. I just did a wholesale rehab, whatever it leaves. I mean, it can be anything it wants. A sub 2, that deal tonight, it's in a blue state and we can do 5 different things with it.
Cool. So you pay off the initial bank loan and create your own loan. What if the initial bank loan is too high?
Why do I have to pay off the initial bank loan? Why would I pay off 3% money, Don? Because can I get 3% money anywhere? Will you give me 3% money, Don?
No.
You can't even borrow 3% money. I can't. No one will ever be able to borrow 3% money again. I just did one, Don. It's 2.7%. I don't want to pay that off because I can never replace that. That eliminates my ability to cash flow and do anything else. But that doesn't mean I can't take the deed. I can take the deed. I can create a second. I can have them making one mortgage payment to me and I pay the first. I can do a deed in lieu if I need to. There's so many things that you don't know that you might have known, and you kind of read a couple of things, or you bought a course that only gives you about 60% of the info and the other course gives you 10% of the info. This is application. This ain't theory. Some of the questions are great, but they are theory based. Like, what if the first mortgage is too high? Don't pay it off. Easy answer. Well, why wouldn't I want to pay it off? Well, why would you pay off 5% or less money? You can't go out there and buy something for less than 7 or 8. So now your payment's going to be a lot more higher. If you're in a blue area that's a lot more cash flow centric, guess what? You're eliminating your opportunity for cash flow. Keep it down there in that blue area where they're going to rent it forever because the buying ain't going to happen, because in blue areas, what do they want to do? A lot of renters. That's just kind of how they keep it. They want renters. So don't get rid of that low price money. Reinstate that second for 20 grand. What's your payment on 20 grand? 400, maybe 200. They want to pay you what? 400 or 500 or 600 a month to keep it. Plus they got that 4% low first payment. They can easily afford both of those because it's cheaper than rent in the area. It will always be. We're at the first time in our country where it's going to be like that I've seen. And I've been doing it 25 years.
Okay, go over the offer one more time. You're offering a class and it's going to run
You're
for
going to
4
spend
weeks.
the next 30 days. Yep, the next 30 days with me. You're going to get all the stuff you need to be able to complete this. We got blueprints, diagrams that we'll be going over, but we're going to be rolling up our sleeves for the next 30 days with me. We'll meet once a week. It'll be a Zoom call. It is camera required. I'm going to put that disclaimer there, Don. It's probably half the people just already jumped off. All right. Why? Because I got to be able to look you in the eye, see if you know what I mean. All right. We're going to be working on opportunities together. You'll work on some of mine. You'll be creating your own, but you're going to have a system in place step by step. By the end of that time, we work together, or you can have me as an outlet, keeping working with you from that point forward. We can do deals together, or we can both make some big money.
We can't make this easier for you. It's $497. you can click on the little square, what do we call that?
The
The
QR
square
code.
thingy.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
high tech. Hey,
There
we went up a notch. I went real high tech. I went QR for the night because I thought it was cool. All right. So hey, that's about as high
I
tech.
tell
You don't have
people
to
I've
be a
got the
computer
stupidest.
expert.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got the stupidest smartphone that ever lived. It doesn't know how to do anything. Okay, so or made it easier, click on the link in the chat screen and
Yep.
it takes you right to the website. Get very little information, but enough so that Chad can contact you and let you know about the workshop. Okay. 3 more questions and then we're going to wrap it up for the night. Do I
3 more.
really-
That's good. People asking questions. I love it.
Well, yeah. Do I need
I like
Realty
it.
Track, foreclosure radar? What else is included in the program?
Guys, why do you care about softwares? Everybody does that because they're all over the internet, Don. Like, see what people have done. Software here, software that. By the time you spend money on all these softwares, I mean, damn, you could have bought a house, is what I always say. I don't care if you have any of those. If you want, great. I'll teach you how to use it. But I'm not going to say get one or the other or anything like that. If you've got one already, great. But if you go buy one while I'm talking to you, I'm going to be pretty upset with you. You don't need it. So how about that answer?
Okay, the link, Daniel says the link on the website isn't live yet. Kendall, will you respond to that?
Yeah, protectwealth.com/real estate. I saw it. I clicked on it. It seemed like it worked.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
while we're
I'm on
doing
it right
that,
now. I'm not sure why, but maybe it's just gotten too many clicks. So let me try to refresh it. I'll send it out to everybody right now.
Okay, got
Hey,
it.
I hope so because there's only a certain amount of people. That's good. Hey, let's go. We're going to make some money. Ooh, you guys are all going to have your corp set up. You're all going to have to work, get your tax things done. You're going to have to save all. I mean, we're going to teach you how to make it, learn how to keep it, learn how to reinvest it. This is going to be awesome. I love it.
Okay, what day of the week are you gonna meet?
That's really cool. I'm going to set it up at a nighttime and I'm going to work around. I'm on the East Coast time, but I don't care. I'm not opposed to doing it Thursday night, Tuesday night, whatever's going to work for the group. So if we have our 15, we're going to talk about what's going to work best for them. They're going to let me know and we're going to come to an agreement and that's how we'll do it.
Wow.
I'm giving everybody we're going to start it next week. You know, that's kind of how I'm going to go. That's why this isn't some ongoing thing with people jumping in, jumping out. We're going to start as a team together and we're going to finish as a team together. That's the way I like to do it.
Okay. A lot of people saying the link's not working. So
Hey, by the way, click that link in the chat. I put the actual direct link and I will email it out to everybody. I think we just had a lot jump on, Chad. So if you see that link and just barely put that in the chat, that is clickable. That should work for you. Let us know.
but if not, can you cut and paste it into your browser?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Okay, good. I got disconnected. How do students make money during the training? Do one more quick little rehab while we're working on the link.
All right. Let's say we get a deal. It responds to someone. They say, Chad, I got a seller. What do I do? I'm like, don't say anything and don't screw it up. Is what I'm going to say first. All right. I don't care how much experience you have. I'm going to say, don't screw it up. It costs us both money. All right. That's number one. I was like, get me on the phone with them. Text them. When can they talk to me? Can I call them right now? All right. There we go. I'm going to talk to them. They say, guess what? I'm getting a divorce because I'm losing my house and my wife hates me. What can you do to help me? I was like, have you tried her family? No, I'm not going to ask her dad because why? He's going to kill me. Did you ask your mom and dad? Yes, they can't do it financially. Okay, so you have nobody else? Like, no, you're my only hope. Okay, if I step in and pay that, you need about 25 grand. Are you working? Yeah. You know, COVID really put me behind, Chad. Like, I just can't pay the 30 grand that they want because of forbearance. They want it all right now. I said, okay, great. What's your mortgage payment? It's like 1,200. I was like, man, 1,200, that's great. Rent's like 2,200 where you are. He goes, I know. And he goes, you just know you can't even rent a place. Okay, great. So if I can step in and pay that 25 grand, what can you pay me? I can pay you $700-800 a month. Are you sure? It may not be that high, but you sure you can pay me that? Oh no, I mean, I'm making $6 grand a month, Chad. Okay. I don't care about your credit, none of that stuff. But if I can set it up where your payment is somewhere in that range and you're going to be okay with that, right? For the next couple of years, I can do it for about 2 to 4 years, about my max. But then we got to refinance out of it. And I can help you refinance and get it to a longer term loan. But we got to get you through this bad part right here, right now, because the auction's coming up. Yeah. Okay, great. Let me see what I can do. Here's what I need. I need to copy that bank statement, I need this, that. And you're going to say, wow, Chad, that was amazing. You did that deal. 20 grand. What are you going to do? I was like, I'm going to buy this house. Do you have the 20 grand? Do you want to reinstate it and get that cash flow? Like, oh man, I can't do it. But my parents can you come up with half of it? What? No, I can't come. Okay, guess what? I'll take it. Okay. I'm buying a property for 25 grand. What do you want to make off of that property I'm buying for 25 grand? 50 grand. What? Why you want to make 50 grand on a 25 grand deal that they're only paying me? They ain't going to be paying me back 50 grand. They got to be realistic. We got to work on it. So say, you want, I'll give you 2-3 grand. What do you want? Let's do this. Let's make you some money. Great. There you go. I take the deal, Zelle you some money. There you go. Send it over. Zelle's kind of the new thing, Don. I'm doing Cash App or Zelle, right? I Zelle you some money, or Don, you're all high tech with the ACH checks and e-check, all that's all cool stuff now too. Because we can do that. But guess what? You just made some money, no money down because you didn't have any money. Or we can go out there and sell it to somebody else. But you're going to have a couple of days to be able to do that sometimes. You got to know what's going to be best for the family. We got to come up with some money quick. We got to get documents out to them. They got to sign. We got to pay for a notary. We got to do a bunch of stuff fast that you don't know how to do yet.
Yeah, this is not a sit back kind of class. If you're not willing to work and do what he asks you to do, don't sign up for him.
No more of that. No more of that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, this is if you want to learn how to make money in real estate. And you're willing to work, but he's not going to feed you fish, and that's not the goal. Maybe initially, because you really learn by doing.
Yep.
But
we're going to work together on it. That's the key.
Yeah,
we're going to be working together on this.
There we go.
If that's what you need,
better way to say it. Corey's asking if they've got a deal in Southern California, can you partner or work with you?
What's up, Corey? Corey keeps asking a lot of questions. Corey should be clicking the link with all the questions he's asking. If you got a deal, yeah, we'll work on it, Corey. I mean, what do you mean? No, I'm not one of those people that says, oh, it's not a deal, Corey. Oh, I don't want to do your deal, Corey. If it's a deal, we're going to know if it's a deal. If you say, hey, Chad, it's on the MLS, that ain't a deal, Corey. So I need to make sure you know what a deal is. Maybe you do. Maybe I don't know yet. But hey, anything goes during that weeks that we're working together.
Okay. And do you want to respond to Carr's question there? You see it?
I can't. So whatever you want.
He's asking about Montana Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Apparently, is there something on the internet about it?
Montana. I think the only thing probably from a, who knows, from some type of a deal somewhere out there that's, going. Nothing that's, okay. Heck, I have so many deals, going out there all over the place.
Okay, got it. I really like the business model, Mr. Anonymous. Thank you. But my due diligence references of those that have done business, student, how can I vet this? It's $495. He'll back it up. We'll back up anything on our
If you don't like it, hey, just tell me after the first week, and then you don't have to stay anymore. It's okay. It's not any idea. Guys, it's just I've done 6,000 of these, and I think in my life and business, I've probably had 2 that I could think of that I'm not happy about. And, the only one that I can think of that, and it's a weird situation. The only one I can think of in Montana was and Don, I don't know if I can say this politically correct. It's an LGBTQ plus, situation. That's the only one, because someone just messaged me here and that's what they're asking about. So okay. Yeah, that's the only problem that I know of. Okay,
well, is what it is, and you can't make everybody happy. I got that.
Well, no. Hey, in a deal, you got to vet things how you want to do in deals. And guess what? That's what we're doing here. I vet you guys as we work together the next, couple months. You guys, vet the process. That's what you're doing.
We like working with Chad. We stand behind anything on our stage.
100%.
$497 isn't going to kill us. It's not going to kill Chad. If you don't like your money back, if you don't like it, we'll give you your money back. We're good with this.
Yep. Yeah, I'm happy.
Sign up if you're interested. And if you're still on the call, chances are you are interested. And if this 100%. And this closes when you get the 15 people, or What do you
Yep.
say? Maybe 2 days, 48 hours from now? No? Is that
That
fair?
sounds great. Well, the sooner the better, so we can get these people off and running. Because I need to know how many people we got. I got to work on some opportunities for us to start grinding that right away.
Okay, sounds great. So sign up. All right,
Yeah.
Chad, awesome. Thank you. I know it's.
Hey guys, man, it was a pleasure tonight, and thank you all for your time. And let's make an impact and start helping people out there doing things a little bit different. That's what we should do.
Hey, stay dry out there, Chad.
Hey, see you guys.
Keep a roof on your head. We'll see you later.
You got it. Right.
Hey,
Low insurance.
good night,
Keep
buddy.
that low insurance.